What is up, guys? This is Austin from the Crypto Gym. For today's video, I want to talk a little bit about front-end development. And I don't talk a lot about front-end development anymore because I'm working on really transitioning more into smart contract development. One of the things about being a full-stack developer is you can be a jack of all trades, but if you really want to be an expert or good at any one thing here, it's kind of necessary sometimes to focus on one specific thing. So I've been spending a lot of my efforts trying to focus on just smart contract development. However, I have had some questions here, like, yeah, this smart contract stuff is good, but how do I actually present this to a user? And the answer is a little bit ambiguous because there's different ways to go about it, right? You can do a mobile website, you could do a mobile app, you can do different things here. Remember that the blockchain is sort of like a database, and you can really use any type of front-end application to interact with the interface. The form that exactly takes on, that's up to you. So the actual blockchain layer is the more or less the bottom layer there, and then anything built on top of it, all it needs to do is interact with that, and this can be whatever it needs to be here, as long as it adheres to the rule of the blockchain. But anyways here, since you guys came here for front-end dApp development, let's talk about that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an empty React project. Again, the framework that you use, that's completely up to you. A lot of developers like the stack of React and working with that, so that's what I'm going to do for this video here. So I'm going to say npx create React app, and let's just call this MXC demo. And we're going to give that a minute to load. Now, while that's loading here, I'm going to teach you guys about something called Ethers. And Ethers is kind of like the middleman. It's the package that allows me to take my standard Web 2 React and send requests out to the RPC server, which will then go out to the blockchain. Remember, the intermediary is the RPC server. So I need something that's able to take the JavaScript code that I'm going to write here, translate it to an RPC request, and then be able to translate that information back and forth here. It's also going to be able to work with my browser extensions like MetaMask and Coinbase here, so it makes things really easy. They do a lot of the heavy lifting for us. That's what's easy just to type and go. So again, the package name is Ethers. And let's search that up. And we can see it right here, and we should have about 1.1 million weekly downloads. And Web3 actually does work really well. I actually do like Web3 a little bit here, but we can see the weekly downloads is much less here. So the more popular package is going to be Ethers. So that's the one I'm going to use right now. Now to install this, and again, I'm going kind of quick here. If you guys want more information about front-end development, be sure to let me know. I'm going to run this command from there, npm I ethers, and that I stands for install. Now, do keep in mind, of course, you could use this for backend development. I used this personally before for like serverless computing with AWS and Lambda. This can work for backend development too. This is just a package that allows me to take JavaScript and then send it out to the RPC servers. I'm going to go ahead and copy this here, move this out of the way, and we're still installing, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Now I'm going to go ahead and navigate into, the folder MXC demo. And let's go ahead and install npm I ethers in there. Now, we definitely could go back to the NPM website here and follow the documentation for Ethers, but we are living in the future here. So instead of looking through this documentation and doing stuff the old way, let's do things the new way here, and let's just use ChatGPT. Why not? So, no, I actually do like ChatGPT a lot. It's not perfect, but it does give you a rough estimation. It kind of is able to spit out some code, and then you can go back and reference it with the documentation here. So it's not always up to date. It doesn't always work here, but since we're trying to move things kind of quickly in this tutorial, not take up 2 or 3 hours, we're going to use ChatGPT for this here. So I'm going to say, can you write me a React script to use Ethers to get the balance of a wallet? So initially, I actually went through and actually kind of coded this website long. I went back and edited the video and realized it was way too long. So instead of coding along with it, I just kind of want to talk about the structure of this website here, this React site. And then from there, I think that you guys are going to be able to do this on your own a little bit here. Again, it's not too difficult here. A lot of this is just front-end development and working with Ethers from here. One of the things that you can do here is you can reference the Ethers documentation here. It's pretty simple here, but you can also use ChatGPT. So I'm going to make this project available on my GitHub. If you guys want to download it or check it out, feel free to do so. Just follow the link in the description down below. Basically, all that I did was I set up a router for different components here, and I have a Wallet Connect page that's going to load here. Again, we're working with Ethers here, and all that I did was I built a simple web page here. And because React is always kind of changing here, you'll notice I code a little bit differently than some other ways to code React here. But I have one button here, and this is just going to be check web 3. In fact, let's go ahead and just rename this here. Let's say get wallet. So let's go through the first function I built together, and then we're going to build another function together here. So let's go and just get the user's wallet from the React site from here. So I have a button down here, and we're going to call this function on the button. The web page itself looks like this right now. I know it's very beautiful. It's very modern style, very sleek, very minimalist, very slimline here. And it's meant to focus you. It's meant to inspire you. It's meant to, I don't know, but yeah, it's very simple. Anyways, from here, if we click on Get Wallet, this should return our wallet address. Again, you might have to connect your MetaMask. You might have to approve it here, but all that should work if I disconnect my MetaMask. Now, hypothetically, if I disconnect my MetaMask from here, I can disconnect this account, and I'll refresh this page here. And if I hit this button again, it should walk me through connecting my wallet. I have Coinbase, which is interfering with this a little bit, but let's just use MetaMask. Back to here, and we'll go ahead and say confirm. Looking good, and there's my wallet address from there. And what that's doing, it's calling this function here. So we have the provider. We're checking to see if we have Ethereum here. If we don't have any sort of extension installed, we're going to give them an alert. And we actually don't need this. That was from before. And then if we do have a provider here, we're trying to get the provider, and we're going to get the signer and the signer address from there. And we're going to alert that and send it back to the user. Now let's go ahead and build another function here. I'm going to say, let's say get account balance. So I went ahead and made another button here. This is now going to be the get account balance here. So we add this button to the page. Let's bring this back in the frame here. And now we can see that with this function, it correlates, with this button right here, correlates with this function above here. So we're getting the provider, we're getting the accounts, it should be accounts really. And we're looking at the balance of the first account using Ethers here. And if we go back to here and we hit this button right there, we can see that number corresponds with how much of the test token I have in my account. Of course, it looks a little bit different here because this is doing it to the conversion here. This is times 10 to the 18th power. Of course, you could convert it here, but now we can see we can get the balance here. Now, you might be looking at this code, you might be saying, hey, this isn't really MXC specific at all. And that's kind of the beauty of this all. Because MXC is EVM compatible, everything that would work with Ether works with MCX. And that's kind of the amazing thing there. We have a faster network, we have a more efficient network, we have a layer 2 built on top of Ethereum, which has the security of Ethereum here, and I can use all these libraries here without having to learn anything new. So that's what's really cool about this here. And what I can also do is I can just use the documentation on Ethers if I want to look for like sending a transaction or signing a transaction. Let's look at signing it for like sending a transaction or whatever here. If I went to transactions here, I can just use this documentation. Even though it's structured for Ether, I can still use it for MXC or Moonchain, right? Pretty cool. And of course, we have a ton of documentation here. So very, very cool. Feel free to play with this on your own time here, but I'm going to go ahead and end this video from here. Because again, we could make this whole front end course, we could make this, 5-6 hours long here. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a taste of what it would be like to build a front end dApp that can interact with Moonchain and how to kind of go about that there. But anyways, if you guys want anything at all in this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video at the Crypto Gym. Take it easy, guys.